The heartbeat from episode 22's blackout isn't Shiki's. It's ours, pounding in the dark as the screen fades in on wilted petals curling like dying fingers around the rooftop garden's edge. Takanotsume Oribe stands frozen mid-step, his flawless smile cracked like porcelain, eyes wide. Not with fear, but the dawning horror of a god realizing his math has a remainder. The air hums with wrongness, a low-frequency throb that makes the koi pond's surface ripple in reverse. And in the center of it all, Shiki Ichinos, no longer boy or oni, but something other. His body is a canvas of black veins, the onyx horn twisting skyward like a thorn from the underworld, dripping not blood but nothingness. The missing wing has reformed as a void-shrouded phantom, edges fraying reality itself. He tilts his head, too slow, too deliberate, and the garden's cherry trees shed leaves that dissolve into static mid-fall. Unquote, my friend, unquote. Episode 23 whispers its title like a curse, and then it lunges. The plot isn't a battle. It's a reckoning, the fallout of futility birthing something feral and familial. Oribe lunges first, his misfortune field inverting into a storm of unquote, good luck unquote, turned toxic, petals sharpening into shrapnel, gravel coiling into serpents of probability. But Shiki, he doesn't dodge. He unmakes. A casual wave of his void-clawed hand, and Oribe's attack unravels. Bolts fizzle into non-existence, the air folding like origami in reverse. Unquote. You called this futile. Unquote. Shiki's voice isn't his, layered with echoes of 1,000 silenced oni, a chorus from the seal stone graves. Unquote. Then witness futility's friend, oblivion. Unquote. The episode fractures into a mosaic of perspectives, each shard a stab to the gut. Cut to the squad at the garden's perimeter, still mired in Oribe's quicksand. Curse. Jin's face pressed to the invisible barrier, veins bulging as he roars Shiki's name like a prayer turned profane. Homare's fingers dig bloody furrows in the dirt, her stoic mask shattered into sobs that sync with the void's hum. Naito, hacks fried by fortune's firewall, pounds his console until his knuckles split, whispering, unquote, come on, you stubborn bastard, don't go full edgelord on us now. Unquote. Azami and Mikado, freed from their petal trance, charge the field only to halt as the ground screams, cracks spider webbing not from impact, but from Shiki's mere presence. As if the earth remembers the Ichino's ritual and recoils. Big moments cascade like a house of cards in a hurricane. The centerpiece is a hallucinatory duel that's less choreography and more cosmic therapy. Oribe, desperate, unleashes his trump, Fortune's Reckoning, a blood art that rewinds time in micro-bursts, forcing Shiki to relive his worst defeats. We flash through them, the village flames licking child Shiki's heels, Mikado's gloved hand dragging him from the pyre, Jin's horn removal, scalpel cold and clinical, Homare's branding iron searing and quat, property and quat, into her back, Naito's needles pumping and quat, cures and quat, that burned like acid. But in each loop, the void intervenes, not erasing the pain, but reframing it. The flames part like curtains to reveal laughing faces, Shiki's mother braiding his budding horns, calling him and quat, my little storm, and quat, Jin's surgery scar morphs into a tattoo of solidarity, inked with the squad's initials. Homare's brand glows not with shame, but the warmth of her brother's final hug. Naito's injections become shared shots of contraband sake, toasts to and quat, screw the system, and quat. It's the unquat friend and quat, in the title, these aren't just memories, they're the bonds that fortified Shiki. When fortune tried to bankrupt him, Oribe snarls, and quat, illusions. Sentiment is the ultimate misfortune, and quat. But Shiki, eyes flickering between crimson and abyss, counters with a void lance that pierces not flesh, but Oribe's aura. The elite crumples, not dead, but unlucky for the first time, his golden hair streaking grey, his uniform fraying at the seams, probability leaking from him like ink from a broken pen. And quat, you forgot, and quat, Shiki intones, voice normalizing to a rasp that's achingly him, and quat, fortune's flaw is isolation. My friends, there. The zero you can't calculate, and quat. The squad breaks free in a chain reaction. Jin's rage shattering the barrier, Homare's grapples pulling them through, Naito's jury-rigged EMP frying the remnants. They pile on Oribe in a dogpile of defiance. Azami's naginata at his throat, Mikado's blade a hair from his heart, but Shiki calls it off. And quat, he's broken enough. And quat, the vibe? It's cathartic carnage laced with tenderness. A Hunter x Hunter Chimera Ant Requiem crossed with Full Metal Alchemist's Circle of Scars. The episode crests on the rooftop's edge, squad silhouetted against a dawn that's equal parts blood orange and void black, Oribe zip-tied and muttering probabilities like prayers. Shiki, horns, onyx and cracked crimson, touching foreheads with each friend in turn, echoes of Mikado's confession from episode 18. The cliffhanger? A distant agency, siren swelling into a chorus, the seal's hum vibrating the screen, and quat, the friends gather, but the gods demand tribute, and quat, fade to the echo of laughter, Shiki's mother again, fading into the squad's shared grin. You're left hollowed out, healed, and hungry. The weight of and quat, my friend and quat, lingering like a promise etched in Oni bone. Studio Hibari doesn't just recover from episode 22's abyss. They alchemize it into visual venom that's equal parts nightmare fuel and balm. The palette is a fever dream. The garden's pristine whites inverting to negative grays under Shiki's void. Petals dissolving into pixelated ash that crawls across the screen like digital rot. Oribe's misfortune storm. A Sakuga symphony of micro-horrors. Gravel serpents animated with serpentine fluidity. Air shards refracting light into prismatic wounds that linger in afterimages. The rewind sequences are a technical triumph. Time loops rendered in stuttered frames, colors desaturating with each regression until the and quat, reframes and quat, burst back in hyper-saturated warmth. Mother's braid a cascade of autumn reds, Jin's tattoo inking itself with glowing squad sigils that pulse like heartbeats. Character work is intimate devastation, Shiki's transformation. Reversal feels earned, the onyx horn receding not with fanfare but a reluctant crack, ink bleeding back into veins, leaving faint shadows like tattoos of the abyss. The squad's breakthrough, raw, unpolished, Jin's roar animated with spittle and sweat, Homare's tears carving clean tracks through dirt-smeared cheeks. Voice ensemble hits operatic highs, Oribe's silk unraveling into gravelly desperation, Shiki's layered chorus modulating to a whisper that hooks your sternum. Soundscape seals the sorcery, void hums distorting into harmonic overtones during the reframe. Blending shamisen wails with children's laughter in a dissonance that's pure catharsis. A tender prod, the rewind montages, while poetic, occasionally blur emotional specificity, some flashes like Naito's and quat, sake toast and quat winking face feel rushed, a beat short of the gut punch intimacy episode. 18 nailed. The cliffhanger sirens swell overextends into echoey reverb, muddying the final lines. Punch. These are whispers against a roar, though Hibari's adaptation here feels like Urushibara's manga given fangs and wings, turning stark panels into a breathing elegy of unbreakable threads. Whew! Tougen Anki episode 23 doesn't just pull you from the void, it rebuilds you from the shrapnel, one jagged and quat, my friend and quat, at a time. And quat, my friend and quat, is the arc's hinge. Swinging from episode 22's futility to a defiance that's not louder, but deeper. Shiki's abyss isn't a solo dive anymore. It's a lifeline woven from the squad's scars, turning isolation's weapon against itself. Oribe's fall. Karmic poetry. He who gamed the odds learns they're rigged for the connected. The reframe sequences wrecked me, seeing trauma not erased, but claimed as camaraderie. That's the show's thesis crystallized. Shonen not as power grind, but as packed against the probable. I'm obsessed anew. The Onyx horns retreat hints at a cost we'll pay later. Fingers crossed for squad backlash, while Yumi's voice from 19 echoes in the sirens, promising riots that ripple into revelation. Humor glimmers like fool's gold in the gloom. Naito's and quat, edgelord and quat. Mutter mid-panic had me snort choking on phantom cafe steam, balancing the ache without cheapening it. Pacing quibbles. Fleeting fog in a bonfire's blaze. Hopes pinned on the seals. Tribute. Let the gods demand, but friends deliver. Spotlight Jin's empathy turning to eruption. Homare's grapples guarding ghosts. Naito's hacks hijacking heaven. If this core crests here, it's legendary. If it dives deeper, we're doomed in the best way. Cafes toasting with void tainted tea. Who's your and quat, friend and quat, in the fray? Shiki's mom, the squad, or the abyss itself? Spill the scars. This bond's big enough for all.